Hi guys, welcome to another video. So I really want a Chanel mini rectangular in caviar. It is the top of my list. It is literally the dream bag of the moment for me. But you can't get them because Chanel stopped producing them a few years ago now. So what do I do? Well, I could go pre-loved and then I've got the hassle of finding one, of being certain of its authenticity, finding the right colour, the right combination, the right condition at the right price because you're paying a premium for these now. So, yeah, that's one alternative. But I've got six other alternatives that I am going to consider. Now, I have two of them already, so I'm going to show them as part of the six because I thought for you guys it might be quite interesting to see some that would serve the same purpose. So let's get going. So before we get going, just a reminder that later I'm going to tell you my take on this and which out of these six I would absolutely recommend. And maybe two that I would recommend. So hang fire for that. So at first, let's talk about the obvious alternative, which is the Chanel rectangular mini, but in lambskin because they're still producing those. So why am I not considering that? Well, if you've watched any of my videos, you will know I have had a big issue with Chanel lambskin. And maybe I just got a bag that just, was substandard, if you like. But I had a Chanel trend in, I'll put a picture of it here. I ended up selling it. I didn't love it. I didn't love how delicate it was, and I just love caviar. I've got my beautiful classic flap up there, which is in the jumbo size, and I also have a Chanel wok in caviar, and I just love it. I just love it. So lambskin is not for me, not from Chanel anyway. So yeah, I'm ruling out that. I'm ruling out the lambskin version because I just don't want the hassle of the wear and tear of it and everything else. So that's the first alternative. So if you guys are interested in the rectangular mini size and you're open to caviar or lambskin, then go for the lambskin. But they're very expensive, and yeah, for me, it's a no. So the second alternative is one that I already have, and this is an absolute beauty. So I have the rectangular mini, and this is in the reissue. So was this the 255? I don't know. I don't know why I'm saying that because I'll get it wrong. But this was the Meteor Dart 2019, I want to say, collection. But anyway, it is the mock rock and it is the graffiti. And honestly, this is a beautiful bag. And what's fantastic about the mini reissue is that I think it's the same size as the mini rectangular in the quilted or the chevron, but it has, firstly, it's got a different chain. The chain on this is absolutely beautiful. It's like a piece of jewellery. Whereas the chain on the minis is like the classic flap chain where you've got the leather going through the chain. And I love both. I love both. So I do love this. But the main difference is this has got 4 grommets. So when I open this up, let's just open this up. And what you can see there is you've got the ability. Let's close this up and I can show you it properly. It's got the 4 grommets, so you can actually double this up and wear this as a really nice little shoulder bag, doubled up shoulder bag. And then obviously you can make it longer, and this does go crossbody. Smidgen short for me, if I'm perfectly honest. I would like it a little bit longer, but I can get away with it. And yeah, and the other obviously alternative, the other difference, if you like, is the lock. This is the Mademoiselle lock rather than the CC turn lock, which is like the classic flap up there, which is on the mini rectangle ones. So yeah, so this is a fantastic alternative, and I'm so glad I've got this. Do I use it? No, I don't. And I did have a conversation with Meredith about this when we were in London, and saying, I just don't use it, and I should use it more because it's absolutely beautiful. But yeah, I don't know why I don't use it, but I really, really don't. It's actually a really decent sized bag, and yeah, it's got that versatility. So yeah, if any of you guys are interested in a Chanel Mini, then look at the reissue, because yeah, it has that extra function, which I think is really, really, yeah, it's just useful. They also obviously do this. This is obviously a limited edition version in the mock croc, but they do this in it's more like a crumpled calf skin, I think, and it's beautiful. And I think that is slightly more slouchy. This stays actually very structured, which I actually like. You don't get the sag on this one. I don't mind a bit of slouch, but I think on this one it actually suits it to be structured. So yeah, that is a definite alternative. So let's go away from Chanel and see what the other fashion houses have to offer in that type of bag. So that little mini bag that's actually not a walk, something's a little bit bigger than a wallet on chain, but yeah, it's still classed as a mini bag, and it's got that crossbody function, it's got a chain strap, that type of thing. So let's have a look at Louis Vuitton, and I found two, and both of these I think are really beautiful options. The first one is the LV wave bag. I thought, was it called the new wave bag, I think. And the one I was looking at was the PM size, because it seems like a similar sort of size to the Chanel Mini. And the price of this is, yeah, all these things are so expensive, but it's so much cheaper than the Chanel version. So I think the Chanel version in the lambskin, which is the only one you can buy at Chanel direct from store now, will be in the region of high 3,000s, maybe 4,000, I believe. And yeah, the Louis Vuitton one is in the region of 2,000. So you're sort of half the price. I'm not saying it's a bargain, but I'm just saying it's a good alternative. And the leather on this, I think it's a calf leather, and it's a beautiful bag. It really, really is. It's got the chain strap element. It's got the same sort of function. I don't know. I think it's a really, yeah, it's not a talked about bag. It's one of those quite underrated bags that you don't see everywhere, and you definitely don't see it on social media. Nobody really talks about it. So yeah, I think it's a slight underdog. So have a look at the new wave bag. So the other alternative at Louis Vuitton. Now I don't know how to say this. Is it the Vavin bag? And again, this, I think this is slightly underrated. This, I believe, is slightly smaller. So it's not quite a wallet on chain, but I don't think it will hold quite as much as the rectangular mini. But I know a few people with this bag and they love it. There's that grab and go, easy bag, take on holiday, use it in the evening, use it at the airport, those types of things where you just want a few bits in your bag, but are still a beautiful looking bag that's actually very durable, etc. Yeah, it's quite a good option. And again, price wise, it's very good, and it does come out sometimes in some variations. I know there was a metallic one that was like a bluey metallic. It was beautiful from a couple of years ago. So yeah, I don't know how easy these are to get hold of at Louis Vuitton, but yeah, have a look at the Vavin, whatever it's called. It looks like a good one. So before we move to the last one that I actually have, I'm just going to talk before that about Fendi. Now, yeah, as you can see in the background, and also, can I just say, nothing to do with this video whatsoever, but this is the, I always get it the wrong way around. This is the Fendigraphy, and you can see I'm actually using this at the moment. It is absolutely fabulous bag, honestly. Anyway, so I'm looking at Fendi a little bit more at the moment. Anyway, I bought this absolutely beautiful pre-loved Fendi baguette, but that is not the one I was thinking of. The one I was thinking was the mini version, the mini baguette. And yes, I think again it's slightly smaller and maybe has similar ratio, slightly less capacity than the Chanel mini. However, for the price of this bag, honestly, for the beautiful, gorgeous leather of Fendi, let me just grab this one. So it would be in this beautiful leather, which is absolutely, I think it is a lambskin, but saying that this is pre-loved and it's perfect. And honestly, I feel like this is going to wear so much better than the Chanel lambskin. We will see, won't we? However, yeah, if you took this one and looked at the mini version of this, so this exact leather, it's £1,750. And I know, again, none of these things are bargains, are they? Of course they're not. But compared to a Chanel mini, now we're not looking at resale value or anything holding its value and things like that. We are purely looking at similar things. So yeah, if you're buying something in order to potentially sell it in the future, yeah, maybe the Fendi baguette isn't the one. However, it's such a reasonable price to start with that even if you lost a little bit on it in the future, it's still probably a really good buy. So if you can hear some drilling from next door, I am so sorry. Our neighbours are fully renovating, and yeah, it doesn't sound too bad to me at the moment, but I know when I've edited before, the microphone obviously picks it up and it sounds so much louder on video. So yeah, I'm just going to plow on because otherwise I'll never finish a video. So I am so sorry. But anyway, back to the Fendi baguette. So yeah, for the smaller version, the mini version of this in this beautiful leather, the price of it is fantastic. It really, really is. And I have definitely got Fendi mini baguettes on my mind. Anyway, we'll come to that later. But yeah, I think it's a fabulous alternative. And the great thing about the Fendi mini baguette, which is similar to this one, it has a removable top handle, and it also has the removable chain strap. So yeah, it's got the double D rings like this one. So you can actually, yeah, use the chain strap on other things, or you could, yeah, just mix it up and, I don't know, use a guitar strap on it or whatever. It just gives you options. Whereas the Chanel Mini, it is what it is. It is literally a very long shoulder bag or a crossbody bag, and that is it. You can't double it up. It doesn't have a top handle. So the mini baguette is actually a really versatile little bag. So yeah, I'm just saying, and it comes out in so many variations, whether you go for the leather, they do the Zucker print, they do some shearling ones, they do sequined ones. Obviously, prices may vary depending on which one you go for, but the Zucker print ones and the leather ones, I think, are all 1750, which I'm sorry, but in the luxury world, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And I also have to mention this one because this has been a revelation to me. I know it's just bags and we're getting very overexcited, but honestly, it's the Caro bag from Dior. Now, I went for the small size and I was deliberating whether to go for the sort of bigger size, but I had in my head that I really, really wanted a regular size baguette. And I just thought I don't need two, not that we need any of these things, do we? But don't need two that are really sort of exactly the same size that I'd use at the same time. So I decided to go for the smaller one. So this isn't the mini Caro, this is the small. But I think this is very comparable to the Chanel Mini in size and capacity and everything else. And honestly, I love this. So this is in like a slightly more grained leather. So I believe this is a calf skin and not a lambskin. It's not like the Lady Dior that I had that was a lambskin. This is slightly more grained. And I do think that this is going to be a little bit more durable, but it's beautiful. And what I love about this is that it has the back pocket. Now, it's not that useful. It really isn't. But it does have it. And, you know, you might use it for a receipt or a parking ticket or something like that. Oh, I love this bag. And I love, let me just open it up. I love how the opening opens. And yeah, I've just got the dust bag inside. But it is very versatile. Now, it doesn't have a top handle. So it has the chain strap. It's still got the stickers on. Honestly, Meredith, if you're watching this, you'll be screaming at me. It's literally still got Oh, it's all underneath. I'm going to have to sort that out later. So sorry, Meredith, but no, it's still got stickers on. So this has the beautiful chain strap, and then it's got the leather tab at the top, and it just makes it really useful. Now this has two D rings. It doesn't have like 4 grommets, but it does double up because of how it works. And yeah, I just think it's really versatile. And also, and I still haven't found it because I haven't looked properly, but apparently there is a gap in one of the chain details of this. And just look at the chain detail, it's beautiful. Obviously it's got the CDs, but there is one apparently somewhere that has a gap in it, and you can, I'll find it later. There is one that's got a gap, and you can actually then unhook the chain, and the whole chain comes off. So again, you can put another strap to this if you fancy a guitar strap version. It makes it look slightly edgier, a bit more casual. So yeah, I think it's actually versatile, and yeah, it's a really good crossbody length on me. It does have some adjustments. I always seem to have mine on the longest setting because I like my crossbodies a little bit lower than some people. But anyway, you've got some alternatives there. And honestly, capacity-wise, this is fabulous. Obviously, you're not fitting the kitchen sink in it, but I think it looks comparable to the Chanel Mini. So I would highly recommend one of these. They're expensive. They are getting towards the same prices as Chanel. They're still a little bit cheaper, but yeah, I think if you're wanting a real luxury, beautiful, timeless bag and you are in the market for Chanel, then consider the Dior bag. So what is my conclusion on this? Do I hang fire, wait for the actual bag that I love? Don't settle, don't compromise, just wait until the perfect one, as in the Chanel Mini in Caviar, comes up on the resale market, and yeah, it's the actual one that I want. So do I persevere and wait and have the hassle of pre-loved and all of that? Or would I look at one of the alternatives? Now, obviously, I have two of the alternatives. Let's just grab these. So I have two of the alternatives. Would I consider any of the others that I've talked about? Well, yes, I wouldn't consider the lambskin Chanel Mini. So that one's out. The two LV bags I think are really good options if if your budget is a little bit lower than the Chanel, or you are particularly an LV lover. I think they're fabulous, but will I be buying either of those? I don't think so. The Fendi Mini Baguette, absolutely. I think it's fabulous, fantastic bag. And yeah, I would have bought one when I went to London in September if they had had the colour combination that I don't know, just something that drew me in. They didn't have a lot of stock, and they only had a black, maybe a cream, and the beautiful fuchsia pink. But it's just, yeah, I've got one pink bag and that's all I need. If it had come out in a purple or a beautiful blue or even a green, I don't know. I think if something else had have come out, I would have been all over it. So I'm just waiting and biding my time to see what comes out. But I 100% will be getting a Fendi mini baguette at some point in the future. I just will. Anyway, so what is the other one that I would recommend? Would I recommend either of the two that I actually have? Well, I would recommend this one. I just don't know why I don't use it. Just don't know. But there's something about Dior for me. I think it feels so luxurious, yet it feels sturdy and durable, and I don't know. I would highly recommend one of these. So my thoughts are that, yeah, if you guys are in the market for a Chanel Mini Rectangular and you don't want the lambskin, or you can't find a lambskin and they don't have any in store or whatever, consider the Caro. It's fabulous. And if your budget is a little bit less than that, or you're a Fendi lover, for example, go for the mini baguette. I just think it's really versatile, and it's the price for the quality. It's really, really good. It's nearly half the price of this one. So that does tell you could have two. You could have two of them. So yeah, that's how my brain works. So yeah, just thought it was a fun video, and we'll see what I do in the future. But I'm very lucky to have the two that I have. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on another one.